News and Italy both saying that if there was going to be one close map, it would be the first one.
Well, there's no need to theorize or prophesize anymore on Brack. We're going straight into it. It is our second map of the first of the group stage. It is still Svift versus King's Crew. It's Snakewater, baby. Let's see what's happening on this mid. And I see a soldier actually taking a both like a double jump, sneaking from the kitchen way, but it's just the same sort of plan going forward for King's Crew. It's a lot more successful for the King's Crew though, as they've lost a lot less players over on their side. They tried to turn this around by kind of just throwing one soldier up in the air and hoping maybe that would be a distraction enough, but they cleaned up the kill so quickly over against Svift that the scouts didn't really have time to do anything.
Yeah, that's a wipe. Kind of surprising. I didn't really expect the first mid to go to King's Crew in such a fashion, but yeah, Yimi and Chench stepping up on this one. Kind of a poor aggression maybe as well from both the soldiers on Swift. So that's a full Uber ad for Slice Rock here. So
a nice little chase by Change there. They expected maybe both of the scouts to be on that point, but he was sneaking around in that base on Brack and got the pick onto Zilly. So they're a player down. They've got 100% Uber advantage. I mean, this is a good time to push, right? They actually do pop in early because they've got that sniper of bot mode to deal with. They will rotate out and they're trying to play the point, but the Demo Man is going to kind of stick around. The Soldier's blocking them as well, and they're doing a good defense over on Svift. They just need to kind of keep these last few players alive, and the scouts are still hitting hard and heavy for King's Crew, and the respawners are just a bit too much. The buffs are a bit too much, and Svift will hold onto this last point successfully on Brack.
Yeah. Unfortunately, King's Crew didn't get any frags with the Uber except the gun, so then it was all about positioning, and they didn't really take advantage of the situation. So nice hold here from Swift, just kiting the Uber and not having anyone dying. So pretty nice read onto the situation now, and they're expect to push on mid with the with the Uber ab. Slice Rock is waiting for them ready.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of ground on some of these players, and they're quite healthy, but they've got their own Uber charge over on King's Crew. I expect them to use this Uber to hold on to this midpoint, to keep that forward respawn for their team, and they will actually chase out some of these kills. We've got a sword kill in the game, just to really add insult to injury. And with Svift losing 2 players, this has got to be a mid still for King's Crew. Actually, they're still giving it a good charge here on Brack. Is this a mistake? Because those respawners have got to be coming back for King's Crew eventually, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they popped the Uber, they forced the Uber out of Swift, so now it's actually a really nice hole here. It looked pretty bad at the start, but somehow maybe poor focus fire from Swift. I don't really realize what happened, but in the end, that's an Uber ad for King's Crew, and they managed to keep the mid. So they might be as well to just push on that second point and trying to use this really slight Uber ad, but this is going to be really hard for them. Even though for some reason they managed to hold here, and maybe they definitely, maybe this being their map make them more confident about the.
I mean, well, Scout has been launched into orbit. He is now in Mars, and he's landed back on planet Earth. He will get fragged, however, as he's got no more Uber charge really to kind of work with as he comes crashing back from the atmosphere. And Svift actually found themselves with 2 picks there. They could probably just keep taking this momentum. They haven't really had a chance to heal, and very nice follow-up from AIM there. They actually get the Uber off, and they're still chasing for these kills on Brack. The soldier might go down, and he might have to die for the cause, because that medic needs to keep alive at all times. Slice Rogue is more important than the life of Oki.
And it's looking like this is going to be the exact same situation as on Process. Like the Ubers from King's Crew aren't really accomplishing anything, whereas the Ubers from Swift are just real powerhouse, getting at most 2 frags every time, if it's not 3. Oh, Change getting a nice headshot onto the medic here with a really small angle here. Really nice play here from Change, completely turning the situation upside down.
I mean, that's one way to completely change the aspect of that game in there. They're actually trying to go to attempt at the medic's life here while they've got some of their players alive, but it's not really super well synced. They do get the Uber at the end of the day, so maybe as long as it's successful, who cares if it's a little bit sloppy around the edges. They've got another back cap attempt here on Brack.
Oh yeah, now it's Swift going for the back cap, trying to make the thing happen, and King's Crew, they know they have someone in their back, so they will have to be careful about this.
Yeah, So I'm guessing they still have that player kind of lurking around. They need to find that person. But yeah, bot mode is just being annoying. How do you deal with this if you're over on King's Crew right now?
Well, there's two ways to deal with him. Either not to deal with him, just to leave him behind because he's not really accomplishing anything if he just stays far back.
That's how I deal with my problems personally. To deal with them, I just don't deal with them.
Yeah, that's a solution, kind of
God, look at him. He's just running away. It's just so annoying.
And the what?
Yeah, bot mode.
Anif died with just Pam, I think. So the other way to deal with him is just to send 2 people here, but that's not the option that King's Crew decided to go for. They just waited for him to come back on his own. Anif dies to some rocket from aim, and it's actually looking really bad for King's Crew somehow. They had the frag advantage, but I guess just the fact that bot mode was behind them just completely startled them, and for some reason Svift just walked into mid. They didn't even have to use the Uber, even though the situation was even.
Like, it just looks so strange there. It seemed like everything was going okay for them. They had they got a pick. They had one player that got behind, actually came back to the front line, so they didn't have to deal with him anymore. And yeah, it still fell apart on Brack.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened, but what I know is that Svift is pushing on last from under. They haven't used yet somehow. Again, Uber's finally used on spawn, but he's already half capped, and now High Five is just smelting people with the Uber charge, and this is looking really bad. And this is just just highlights the difference between Svift and King's Crew so far. The use of the Uber and the effectiveness of them.
I mean, it looked a bit strange as well. It seemed like High Five had gained so much ground just going in that low, and nobody even noticed him. What are King's Crew even looking at during this defense? I mean, surely someone's going to come from the lower door. Don't you want to assign anybody to that?
Well, there's obviously something going wrong for King's Crew right now, and they really need to fix it, because otherwise it's just going to be another 5-0. And I can see Anif on mid just going really forward. A soldier launched in the air and just walking
Look at all those pistols, all that hate onto that one soldier there. I mean, it's drew a lot of eyes and wasted a lot of ammo. Maybe that's the best way, just become airshot bait for the enemy team, and having a much more solid mid now over on Svift, as they've actually kind of just overpowered them in these DM fights. And the chase just feels so vicious on Svift, doesn't it, on Bragg? It just, there's so much bite from a chase from a Svift team compared to like King's Crew, where I'm just not feeling as scared when they're chasing somebody down.
And from the looks of it, the game is going the exact same way as Process when kind of a close start, and just as soon as Svift gets the first round, they're just rolling in and just they're not scared anymore. I don't know. It just looks like they just understood how King's Crew was playing the game, and Change tried to pick for the medic into the lobby, but just completely annihilated by aim here.
Yeah, nobody really covering him on that right hand side. You'll usually see quite commonly someone holding close to that sniper, making sure that no one can start getting on top of that sniper. The medic is actually caught out in a place where he can't really back out anymore. He will go down. Slice through his heals is not going to reach his team, and they just need to play around the medic at this point over on Svift. And that's what you see they're doing right now. They're actually pressuring the point with the medic whilst using their leftover players to DM everybody in sight, and another round on the board for Svift. They just make it look so easy on Brack.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how they do it, but it's as if Oki and Finland don't have any impact whatsoever in the mid. And during the rest of the game, also, I mean, when your medic doesn't have to use the Uber when going through a choke point, there's obviously something going wrong on the other side of the map. So King's Crew, they still haven't figured out a way to fix this.
Yep, and you can see the patience coming out from some of these Svift players. They don't really want to commit fully in. They just want to see if they can get some initial overextensions coming out from King's Crew, and they found some overextensions now. You can see people are starting to make their attempts at people's lives on this, and Yite is slowly pushing across the point during all of this infighting over on the midpoint of Snakewater. Aim is just kind of chilling, doesn't really want to chase him too much. He knows he's winning the game at this point. They know they need to finish off capping this midpoint before they actually make some serious chases or start capping off the second point. It won't stop him from actually holding onto these doorways and get some good damage in. They do lose the demo man though, but I mean, Oh wait, actually they're losing quite a lot of players here on Brack. Maybe I've spoke too soon. Maybe they could still hold on to the second point if you're on King's Crew right now.
It's as if Swift got to be greedy here, just feeling a bit too confident about their DM. But then once again, the Uber, I think this is the same story, just going over and over again. Uber from King's Crew getting used really early, while Swift, they just have to live for a bit.
The scouts really want this Demo Man kill, and it's like, fine, we won't enter that one doorway you're covering, we'll just enter through the other way. And they have capped off second point now, so their last point is under danger, and bot mode realizes that this last point is going to go towards his team. So maybe if he went for the medic, he could maybe turn things around, but Slice Rogue doesn't even take that much of a speck of damage over on his team. He's going to be ready to start pushing into the second point with his boys. Jeez, brought down extremely low.
He felt so low. I don't really know what happened there. And the pipe from Annie just cleaned up aim with a long range pipe here. I think this is the magic of the lock and loader in the fast projectiles. And another frag coming in the hands of Oki. So now they can just work on that mid, even though they don't really have an Uber ad and make the best use of the number advantage.
Yeah, there's 2 players down there. This is the time to strike King's Crew, but I just don't see the spring in the step like I do when Svift's making these chases. And because of that, Svift come out of that mid unscathed. They just waste more time, and now they've got their own Uber to actually threaten them with over on the enemy team, despite the little player advantages they had. So another little stalemate, but keep in mind, Svift want things to slow down on Brack. You don't want to just kind of hope that your team is making mistakes when they feel like they don't need to ever attempt to make a mistake.
Yeah, they're perfectly happy to wait, and this is probably why bot mode decide to go with this try, because in the end they don't really care about pushing right now. Yeah. So this is probably why the scout decided to go for this attempt. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll see how that works out, but Yai does get a kill. That's going to make things a little bit easier for Svift, and then none the wiser. Oh, the stab comes in from bot mode, the first sight of the spy this tournament, and it is successful on Brack. And we kept our cool, we didn't give it away at all.
It's as if we're as good a spy as bot mode is, and now can actually once again, I feel like every time when bot mode has a really nice player as an off class, the rest of this team completely shatters because everyone died from Swift.
I know.
So I don't really know what happened once again. I feel like the med died, so maybe everyone from Swift just thought they could just walk in and they didn't have to wait anymore. But King's Crew was ready somehow, and they managed to take the cap and to take the better end of the situation.
Yeah, it's a strange phenomenon on Bragg. Once you lose your medic, you feel like, well, I've got nothing to lose. I might as well attempt to go in and do these bombs and take out the enemy team. And it turns out all you need is that little belief, and you can actually take some of these fights against the enemy team and just win outright. Who knew? Who knew that your medic dying is probably the greatest play for your team?
Yeah, this is exactly where I drop to motivate my team. So we can see now King's Crew sitting on a sizable Uber advantage. Maybe they want to make a use of it, and they're going in on the right side. The Uber is being used on the scout and the demo. The gun has been spotted and he's going down really quickly. But once again, no actual frag going on the side of King's Crew. Only one solo is getting dead, and the meta as well. But yeah, nice retaliation is getting the frag onto Sidestroke as well.
Oh my god, yeah,
this is another scramble.
So low, but he pumped out so much damage despite just being on 9 HP. Could you imagine if somebody finished their plate there and just got that last little yike kill? It would have maybe changed the outcome of that last point.
Kind of a beef push here from King's Crew, not really using the ad. So I don't really know what's going through King's Crew head right now. I mean, they had the opportunity to make it 2-1 and they failed. So 15 minutes left. This would have been the perfect time to, you know, make it 2-1 and try to come back to that game.
Yeah. Do you think the morale at this point is just dipping for?
Could be.
Well, it looks like it's showing off a little bit in their play. It just seems like they're taking these strange fights, in my opinion. Like, really, I know they have to be proactive. They have to take these attempts, but some of these pushes are a bit optimistic in my eyes on Bragg.
Yeah, like 15 minutes is still a lot of time. You don't have to work things yet. You still have them to make cautious plays. This one, maybe they're just starting to get a bit upset about how the games is just slipping through their fingers.
Yeah, I mean, these are supposed to be the loud boys, and I haven't heard these guys scream or shout or anything. Have we killed their TF2 spirit?
Well, they used to shout when they were scoring around, and they haven't had any so far, so maybe that's why.
Oh man, they just need, maybe, sometimes that's all it takes. If they get that one round on the board, they can start feeling the good endorphins flowing through them, and they start making those happy decisions again.
Another Uber has been used by Sliceberg, but with no frags in the end of it, and in the meantime, Ascent, this is going to be for later. Svift used their Uber as well, and they got 3 frags out of their charge, so this is once again the whole difference between the two teams, and now Svift is making their way through last through the shutter door. Change barely missing the sniper kill onto that medic, but maybe this is what is going to make the difference here. Aim is just picking on the left side trick to get some spam, but it looks like Svift is just going to slow down the pace and build their Uber. Yeah,
I mean, they've got that comfortable little round difference. 2 feels like a very comfortable number to be on when it's in this game. It means like, even if they do some dumb little mistake, it doesn't mean it's going to cost you the game. You can still kind of slow things down to a mega crawl and almost guarantee that you're not going to lose the game quickly. So King's Crew, they've got a lot to kind of claw back from. It almost feels grim for this team, but they're turning towards change and his sniper, and that's the beauty of the sniper. He's always taking, every time he takes a shot, he's like at least giving it a good go of it, and you can't really do that with any of these other classes because sometimes the scenarios aren't just presented for you like that.
Is the sniper...
Oh!
Okay, I was asking, is the sniper the best pick here, but
as
soon as I said I get the frag...
He wants the medic kill. He knows where he is, but the projectiles, the boxes are just getting in the way of that pesky little sight line.
Oh, and everyone, like, it looks like people from King's Crew were trying to make some room for the sniper, and they got completely punished with 2 frags swinging in favor of Svift now, just making their way into that left area. Aim is just taking the high ground. Ubers finally getting used here, and Ubers are getting traded, but no frags except Aim as soon as I say it. That
Demoman down for King's Crew. Now this is a bit of the danger zone for King's Crew, and look at these kills, just kind of, they're being crawled all over on Brack. The DM, the movement from Svift, it just looks so much stronger from that blue team. It will be 3-0, 12 minutes left, but in the heads of King's Crew now, does it feel like 5-0 already?
Maybe it's as if they felt like time was running out already, and this is why they commit so hard into the lobby, and they got completely punished by Svift now. So when you're Svift, you can just wait for King's Crew to make a mistake and just punish them for the mistake they're gonna do.
I mean, maybe I'm adding too much gravity to all this loss. I mean, comeback is still in the works and still possible for King's Crew. They just need to dig deep, and they find the Yike kill. That's a wonderful start to this mid. Without that Demo Man now, their damage should be just a little bit stronger. But Svift, I don't know, the scouts seem to be on a whole new level compared to King's Crew, and they're just doing whatever they please on Brack.
With high 5 on that 3-kill streak.
Oh no, they're going to get the medic kill as well.
Yeah.
And look, he's got a 20-second respawn compared to his compadres.
That's looking kind of grim for King's Crew right now with a Svift. I think a sizable Uber advantage. And yeah, you said it, the scouts once again are really unstoppable. Both Botman and High 5 just not missing a single shot.
So they, what is the play here on Brack? What is the graphic massive change you need to do for your King's Crew squad if you want to like just get this game turning into a different direction? What's like a...
Well, first they will need change to hit that crazy shot and salvaging the situation. But of course Uber has been already used through the shutter door with High 5 leading the charge and now getting a lot of kite time already onto that point. It's going to be up to grab any second now, and yeah, Aim just sitting on top of the point and allowing Botman to just cap it. It's already 4-0. It's going to be really, really rough now for King's Crew to come back.
I mean, this is going to be a convincing set of scores here on Brack. If they got a 5-0 last time with 6 minutes remaining, and it looks like they might even beat that timing quicker on this second map, and this was King's Crew's choice. God forbid we play a map that they banned out. All right.
Another demo jewel in that mid, but Anif can't get really any stickies onto Yites, and he's trying to walk over the bomb, but he's getting contested by the rest of the other demo man. And again, we can see Svift kind of waiting for the soldier to come. Botmod is just really aware of Oki on top left. He's getting the frag. It looks like Kingscrew decided to just walk over the point. It's completely melted everyone to the Svift side. It's only on high five with his medic right now. He's getting chased by the two scouts and the medic. This is going to be really hard for both of them to get out of it.
Oh, the Uber, he actually wants to fight this, but they should have their own Uber at this point. There we go. They'll actually trade out the Ubers, and that's all good in Svift's book. They're like, we forced the Uber. I mean, what else could we have possibly done with this?
It could have gone really, really worse here. And no, this is actually another reset, and Svift is actually pretty happy about it because they know Kingscrew will have to force their way in and probably make mistakes. So
wow, look at that spam. There's just so much being thrown at that doorway. It's just, I mean, it's delaying things, and that's all the Svift need to do to kind of guarantee the game at this point. I mean, there's no bonus. It's not like they get a sweet little prize pool buff if they win these things in 5-0, 5-0 fashion.
Maybe we should do something like this.
I don't know.
You know, to have an incentive to make team push and play aggressive.
I'll pitch it. I'll pitch it to production, see if they'll listen to my words.
Cool.
8 minutes left. You're definitely feeling the squeeze of your Kingscrew right now. Like mathematically, it's usually the rough rule is like it takes roughly a minute around. So if it gets to like 4 minutes, we know that this game is true and well and truly done. So they're chasing this Demoman kill, and they're doing a good job of actually kiting the Uber and tanking just the initial damage, and actually, again, just not dying to the Uber. So they can push off their own Uber advantage now, and
it starts
Svift,
now. The comeback starts now.
Yeah, Svift are setting up though. They're spamming out the doorway, and Change is brought down so early. It actually gets picked off there when they have an Uber to actually come into the fight with. I mean, maybe one kill is fine if they hold on to this Uber, make a second push out of it, but this second push is going to have to go perfectly on Brack, and they pop really early.
I don't know. They have used, they don't get any frag, they don't get the mid.
So they get the high 5 kill, but Zilly is on the flank, causing a ruckus, and actually gets the other frag onto the soldier as well. So, I mean, these are the frags that you expect the enemy team to get with an Uber, you know, invincibility. But every time they pop their own Uber, they lose more players than the enemy team.
But model snipers just peeking throughout the mid. Don't get anything done, but I need just isolating himself with the rest of his team. He could have just pressed S and left on green with the rest of his teammates, but he decided to stay in. Maybe this is where the lack of time just kicks in and makes you make a mistake.
They have an Uber charge as well, keep in mind. The only saving grace they have is that bot mode is on Sniper right now, and they don't have to deal with the double scout slapping. But they do take out the Sniper, but was it really worth the life of a scout for that pick? At that point, the Sniper really wasn't the kind of scary player at this point of the game. They do get kind of a cheeky kill onto high 5 from the point, and they have to pop the Uber to kind of calm things down a bit on Svift, but they're slowly, inch by inch on Brack, getting to that last point.
And Fairlong gets an entry pick there, maybe delaying the push a bit from Svift, but all in all, this is just a delay. It's only 6 minutes and 30 seconds now, and if Kingscrew want to make it a tie, they have to go really quickly. But the fact that they don't have the Uber isn't really pushing them forwards.
Yep, so 2 minutes and counting before we hit what Cadus likes to call trash time. I like dead time personally, but trash time, whatever you want to call it, it is going to be a grim set of minutes if we don't get to that sweet 5-0. And they don't want to just give it up for free over on Kingscrew. They are fighting back. They're making them work for it over on Svift, and two soldiers just trying to lay in some good spam, maybe get some good rotations around, but they're keeping on top of it with their own soldiers on Kingscrew, and a nice aggression coming out from Svift and Aruba to kind of take out some of these players. They got a med kill there as well. They could probably use the heals alone to start pushing this last point. Pick a door, any door on Brack, they're going through it, and it looks like they chose that left-hand side. It's just that, the Demo Man goes down early as well. Again, you need that Demo Man, don't you, on Brack?
A lot of cap time going in favor of Svift. AIM is just shooting rockets at the point. And this is a fifth and final round for Svift, just making this series kind of looking easy for Svift, looking 5-0, 5-0.
Wow. What a game, on that. What a game. I know we have to throw to the analysts real soon because I know they're probably itching to talk about loads of aspects of that game.
Yeah.
But before we go to them, can you just tell me, like, who was the man of your match right there?